Alright, sorry. It was being weird on mobile, so just trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, so we're back. We're live again. We need to get some work done on this thing. So that's what we're gonna work on. And I need to figure out my fur colors here, so I pulled out sable. And cocoa. Did I not have a third? Hmm. Maybe I did. Oh no, wait. Here's a espresso. Because that color was our base color. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out the espresso first here. So this is a gift, a Christmas gift for my brother. I don't normally paint animals. So I'm a little extra nervous with this. It's probably gonna be a hot mess. We'll see what we can get to happen here. Okay. I had a jar that I had paintbrushes in on my desk. Like a cup. My 1 water cup. I had been pulling them out every time I went to go paint and all that. And I had to end up putting them in my other vase. Just a cheap vase I'd gotten from Dollar Tree when everything was $1.25. And Mr. Bean, sorry, I forgot what track the train was on. Mr. Bean decided that every time he came up on my deck, he was going to chew on my paintbrushes. So I had to put them back into the vase. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of pouncing, I think. And I don't want to necessarily pounce with these guys. So I wanted to pull out some of the cruddier brushes. Some of the older guys that can take a little bit more of a beating here. That I won't mind roughing up quite so much. So I'm gonna end up making some adjustments here as I'm going. I'd also planned on starting a little bit sooner, but my camera and OBS decided they were going to be mad at each other all of a sudden again. I was like, why? You were fine. You were literally fine. Hello again, Tommy. How are you? So that wasn't entirely fun. So the husband and I were sitting there trying to figure out why they didn't like each other. And before I had to open the hub for this camera, before I opened OBS. I don't know why this camera that was supposed to be... I mean, the pictures on it is great, but trying to get it to communicate with OBS has been a nightmare at times, which is frustrating. But for some reason tonight it let me have OBS open before it opened. I'm like, really? That's new. So I was about to tell the husband to close OBS because it wasn't gonna like it. And then all of a sudden, he reopened it without closing OBS, and it was reading it. And I was like, really? So we managed to get dinner, get dishes done. I got my candied cranberries made. You okay?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Trying to put my side back on like you wanted.
Oh.
I don't know where the screw.
I didn't see a screw roll anywhere.
Yeah.
I only had the side slide off and take your controller with it the other morning.
You know, it saved. I just didn't know where it ended.
Oh, you had it. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't see it on the floor. That doesn't look quite right. It's not. Okay, of course it's not. I am going to need to fix that with the other body colors. It's fine. Like, this is a very weird angle for me. This weird 3/4 thing to begin with. It's like a little fold here. It's a little bit darker. I'm no good at animals. I don't know why I'm trying to do this. But trying we are. Alright, and then we've got like a little tiny dark spot in here. The last time we got the hat kind of figured out for the most part. Like, I don't want to go real heavy on the details. Just trying to keep it a little bit simple, but I will say those candied cranberries actually came out pretty good. A lot better than I was expecting, considering I'd never actually had a fresh cranberry before. Okay. So because this is a dark color, and because of the level of paints I'm using, I'm gonna need to add in a couple of coats here. I am keeping an eye on the weather. We weren't supposed to get those storms till late tonight and most of tomorrow, but they've not been super accurate with our forecast at all. So just trying to keep an eye on that. I don't know how late we're going today. Not that late. We'll see. Because I'm a little tired. I've already done one stream today. And it's tiring. At least for me. So no extra streams tomorrow. Maybe on Friday. Maybe. Depends on how I'm feeling. As long as I don't have a migraine. I'll probably do one. Well, I'll try to do one in the morning. I don't know. We may have to run to PetSmart in the morning, so it might be like a late morning, afternoon type deal. Kind of depends on how life is gonna behave for us. Alright, yeah, I gotta clean that up because that looks a little scary there. So this is just kind of a little bit of a shadowy section in here. I just want a little bit of a darker shade there. And I've got a slight dark shadow. Kind of hanging out. On the under side of this. I guess I could just make that a little bit wider and just fill it in closer to the hat line here. But we'll have to see how that's gonna go. So we've been kind of busy ever since we left earlier. Had to wrap up from stream. Took a few minutes to collect ourselves. Go to the bathroom, to drink all that stuff. Then we had to kind of run out the door to get the dogs to the park before school let out and traffic got to be impossible to get out of our driveway with. We live near one of the main roads that the masses use to leave the school area. Not sure why more people don't use the road that has the light, but okay. That really is splotchy. Like I can see some lighter bits in there that I don't necessarily want. This color dried a lot darker, especially when you get that second and third coat on there. I'd say that looks, no, it might be close to the sticker. But that is very dark. I don't think it's necessarily too dark. Wow. That one section just feels so dark. So these are actually canvases that I picked up, or this is a canvas that I picked up from Walmart. It's not too bad. I think I had another one that I either got from there or that I picked up from Hobby Lobby that just got a hole in it. I'm like, really? I remember one year I was in the middle of doing a gift. I was almost done, had it sitting under my desk, pulled it out to finish it, and there was a gash in it, like right in the middle. I think some foliage had happened, or was gonna happen, or ended up happening as a result of that I had to frantically try to fix, because that painting had been fighting me tooth and nail. Should I have started it over? Maybe. But I was able to repair it. With some painter's tape and some Mod Podge. And possibly some tacky glue. Maybe it was just the tape and the Mod Podge. And maybe some gesso. I have no idea how it happened. I think one of the cats might have got it with their nails. But I didn't have enough time to start it over, because I was pretty much out of time and was just kind of doing some touch-ups on it. It wasn't like anything anybody had paid for. Had they paid for it, I would have had to have started over. And then probably given a discount because of the damage that caused me to be late with it. Use liquid frisket for your paintings instead of Mod Podge. Well, that was just to do the repair. and then everything got sealed after the fact. Because I was sealing it on the top and the bottom. So I was trying to seal the tape in so it didn't come off the back. Yeah, sometimes I will seal stuff with Mod Podge on the front. Not as much as I used to. Because Mod Podge can be a little funny when it's dry. I've noticed over the years. So I'm always a little nervous using it, but like for the tissue paper stuff, which is kind of decoupaged on, I will use the Mod Podge to seal the top layer, and also as a glue to help glue all of the paper layers together, the paper twist to get down in all the crevices. I tried doing a sample piece with some tissue paper glued to just a scrap piece of paper I had with the tacky glue, and then I made sure that was good and dry for a couple of days, and then I went and grabbed my spray sealers and I did a test over it with the Mod Podge coating and without it. And because of the tacky glue, when I did the spray sealer over top, even with the Mod Podge, it changed colors. It looked spotted on like the darker colors, and it was very bizarre, and I'm like, oh no, we have to just use the Mod Podge for this because adding the other color is not helping us here at all. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my sable. So it really depends on the thing I'm doing. Like the big tissue paper project, that 36 by 48 canvas, I used an entire 16-ounce jar of Mod Podge on that, and I did like 2 3/4. No, I did one full coat, and then I came back to do the second coat, and I was just a little short on the second coat in one spot. I did the best I could with what I had, but I really could have used a little bit more. But at that point, I didn't have time to run out and grab another one while everything was still wet, and I just wanted to be done. I had been sealing it for like 2.5 hours. I did the first coat and walked away. I think that first coat might have taken me almost an hour to get everything saturated, the sides and the front and everything. And you all right?
Yep.
What's wrong?
I need to go digging for my art pad wire.
You disconnected it?
No, but it's somewhere down in there.
Oh, do you need my flashlight?
No, I got a flashlight.
Right. So, sorry, I had to think about what I was talking about there. So I had to let that dry. Like, maybe it was about 4 hours. Because I had to let that dry for like an hour before I was able to come back and do that second coat. Oh, my back was killing me. So I wasn't able to sit for a lot of it. And still be able to reach everything, and I didn't want to be manipulating it like I had to while I was attaching it, because that involved constantly turning it from facing one direction to the other. I did not record sealing it. Because I would not have been able to work around the camera. Because we had the camera mounted on one of my light tripods. Really? How do you guys keep getting accounts? To be constantly posting this crap. Like, I don't understand. That's all it is. The same thing. Constantly. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes. Well, I found something I was looking for.
What was the other thing?
I was looking for. I have some old 3M hooks
Uh-huh.
that I'm gonna use to attach it to the underside of my thing, so I can find it easier next time.
Oh. So tired of having to ban this shit. So I'm just kind of painting in this layer, like solidly first, before I start bringing in the rest of it. But yeah, I was not able to record the sealing process for that. Nobody wanted to see me in those positions anyway, trying to reach all over everything. I think I even had Mod Podge in my hair at one point. I know I got it on my pants, and it's still on my pants. Which, I'm just like, really? Any other time, and I wanted it to be watertight and put it on something, and it was in a room that was damp, and it spotted on me. I was like, okay, well, that's not gonna work there. I get the tiniest little drizzly strip of it on my pants, and I wiped it off. When I noticed it, it's still there. Gone through the wash multiple times. Soap, water, everything. Like, really? Make up your mind, Mod Podge. Alright, so this brush is one of the Arteza round brushes, not sponsored in any way. Just letting you know what brush I'm using. I actually do not like their acrylic paint. It dries unbelievably fast for me. Like, on the palette. It dried faster than the cheap craft paint. I was like, what? I just put this down not 10 minutes ago, and it was already drying out. I was like... And I had a lot of it down, too. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I had to work in even smaller amounts. Than I necessarily wanted to. Oh, it just made me mad. And the Arteza stuff dried pretty shiny. And if I put a gloss finish on it, that's one thing. I didn't want it drying shiny while I was working on it, because then I was having a hard time seeing it with the glare from all my lights, and I'm like, well, what's wet and what's dry? Because it's all shiny now. And nothing is making sense. So yeah, no, it was kind of sticky when it was drying too. Now, I don't mind their gouache. I like the gouache from them. I'm okay with that. It's just their acrylics. No thanks. But I do like the gouache set that they have. The tubed gouache, to be clear. Because they might have started doing jelly gouache too. Hi, Bean. Bean is chasing Peanut. I thought that felt like a little large to be Bean. It just brushed against my foot. Hippopotamus, the hippopotamus. A little bit more of that. Okay. Now, got like a decent base of that in there. That's still dirty. Well, it might have been. Okay. So, let's put you there. So, how do I want to mix these two? Alright, so I'm going to take some of that espresso. And I'm going to mix some of this sable into it. And I'm going to rinse that out. I'm trying to let part of that dry a little bit. That bottom section is still actively wet. I can see that. Okay, do I want to fuck up this brush? Sure, why not? Alright. So I'm going to grab some of the espresso. And I'm just going to kind of pounce that in there. With my brush still dirty, I'm going to pick up a little bit of that sable mixture. with this espresso and the sable kind of mixed into it. And I'm just kind of tapping. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the sable itself. And I'm actually wiping a little bit of it off. Okay, I don't think I need that lighter color yet. So again, a little bit of the espresso, and then I'm kind of wiping some of it off. And then I'm just kind of pouncing it in, sort of a stenciling term. And a little bit of my espresso and sable. And while it's still wet, I am going to just kind of tap that on in. And then a little bit of the sable. And if it looks a little too dark in spots, I can come back in with my cacao, however we're pronouncing that. It's probably supposed to be cacao. So I only did one pass of that sable as a base coat. Before I started doing this step. And of course somebody across the street has decided that now is the perfect time to start their massive e-peen mobile and just rev it. Because of course now is apparently the perfect time. apparently. I don't know if they're trying to show off to their friends, but it's rather annoying. Oh, hi, Mr. Bean. Don't step in the paint, okay? Hi. No, it's not anything to eat, Mr. Bean. Okay. Thanks, buddy. What? Cat cam?
Damn. Big honky bastard.
He's big. For maybe just being 6 months old now. He's a big cat. And he's a nosy bastard, too. So I'm kind of like mixing these colors in a little bit. They are drying a bit darker than I had anticipated, so I'm gonna have to get some of that cacao, whatever we're calling it, and bring that in. And lighten that just a little bit. But I kind of want to do these colors first. I can do another pass with the sable mixed into the cacao. Just to help lighten it in some spots. So I did kind of tap into that pink area on purpose just to kind of try to give it a little bit of like a feel of some fuzzies, some fuzzy guys kind of hanging out there. Just so it didn't look quite so stiff there on that edge. And to be clear, I'm not like fully wiping that off. I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit of it off. But because I am tapping and dabbing, or dabbing and tapping, while the previous color is still a little bit wet, these colors are gonna kind of mix together a little bit, so I'm kind of trying to overlap a little bit too, so it doesn't look like weirdly striped or anything. But it's also going to give a slightly different color. Like, it's not going to be like a completely uniform pattern. There's going to be some darker spots and some lighter spots here and there, which is fine. That's kind of what we want, or what I want. I don't know what you want. Even in the frame, I feel like I'm a million miles away from this piece, because I'm not like right up on top of it. I'm going to have to mix a lot more of this, I think, when we move on to bigger sections. Leave Ed alone, please. Come on, you were being such a good guy. Although I would like you to get it out of your system now, so you're not attacking me all night. He was wound up last night, man. The kitten, not Ed, to be clear. I was laying there trying to read, and he was periodically... He had the zoomies. Oh, I didn't tell you this. He got the zoomies after you left. And I'm laying there, and he's running from the box spring over top of me to the chair, and then back again, and then past my head, and then kind of running in a circle, and then he stop at me, look at me, and try to get under the blanket. And when I was denying him that, because he wanted to get under there to bunny feet the hell out of me, I was like, nope, 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 you are too wild. And then he went back and started doing it all over again. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, is it too late to back out of this for tonight? I was like, boy, you better settle down. It's gonna be a long ass night if you don't. Oh, that is drying incredibly dark. I was hoping that that sable was gonna be a little bit lighter. It was not. I was hoping it was gonna lighten that up a bit more. So I definitely need to get that other color. This didn't dry already, did it? It did. Alright. In that case, I need to mix some more espresso. That looks about right. So I know some people will probably be mad that I'm not mixing all of my colors. Stop gatekeeping. Just stop. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hey, if you want to mix your colors, every single one of them from the main primaries, you go right ahead. I don't care. If that's what makes you happy and tickles you pink, have at it. But you don't get to dictate what other people find joy in. Okay? If somebody just doesn't have the mental energy to deal with mixing colors from the three main primaries, whichever color wheel you're going off of. Like, no. If you want to do that, that's fine. But you're not allowed to give somebody else shit for using pre-mixed colors. That's not cool. Okay? You're not allowed to tell somebody how they can use their art supplies. Unless they ask you, hey, what's the preferred method to use these? And be like, okay, I will keep that in mind. Now I know how you're supposed to use them. I'm going to try to use them this way and see if I can get this to do this super specific thing that I want to see if it'll do. Like, that's fine. People are allowed to experiment. That's how we got all the different art supplies that we have now. People experimenting, people playing, people seeing what they can make other art supplies do. And if it wasn't scratching that itch, and they had the means and the resources, they were going from there and inventing that itch, or inventing that scratch to get the itch. Like, some people have seen how I do tissue paper art, and they're like, that's tissue paper. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, I could never. I'm like, oh, it's okay. Works for me. Shit, my paintbrush slipped. That was most inconvenient, but at least it was on the side when it did that and not the front. So it's not as noticeable. Like, this canvas is okay, but you can really see the grain of it through the paint. Some people like that. I kind of wish it was a little bit smoother. I could have put another round of gesso on there. I have the gesso. I just didn't. I was being impatient. Well, let me put it this way. I think I have the gesso. I don't know if my gesso has dried up or not, because I haven't used it in a while. Are you printing something?
No, I accidentally nudged the front of the printer forward. So now it has to do its little wind-up thing when I put it back in place.
It's like, what the hell are you printing? Yeah, I definitely need to add that other color in here. For sure. It does not feel like a Wednesday night. I don't know what it feels like, but it doesn't feel like a Wednesday. And this map has been like timing out awful fast. I have a weather radar up. Just trying to keep an eye on stuff. Okay, now I still kind of need to fill in that section. I mean, we've still got a while before anything gets to us. Still kind of out in Oklahoma. At the moment. And it turns out the mother-in-law is on the move. I guess they got their RV issue sorted. We still don't know when to expect them. Because apparently they're still meandering their way. So I have no idea if I'm going to be feeding them on Thanksgiving or not. Because she's not giving me an answer, I'm going to have to assume that that's probably going to end up being the case. Do we need to buy a box of gluten-free stuffing for your aunt? If
I'm not
that's
willing to go through that level of effort for someone who may not even be here and constantly says they don't need it.
alright. I'm trying not to be a dick, so
I mean, we could, if you really want to, just in case, and just donate it if we don't use it.
I mean, do they even make gluten-free stuffing?
Oh, I bet they do. I can't guarantee its quality, but
Because, I mean, I'm trying to think of what I would give her. And I have corn and some broccoli. I think those mashed potatoes are gluten-free, but I'm not certain. We would have to check.
I would not know what even qualifies as good. I'm just having trouble imagining how you make gluten-free stuffing.
Rice flour, rice bread base, I don't fucking know. I'm not gluten-free, so I wouldn't even know where to begin. I would imagine for dessert she would have something in there. Dang. I got carried away and took that a little too far that way. I mean, we'll just have to check when we go. Unless you can look up if they carry a gluten-free one from somewhere. I will say if you're planning on making cornbread, you're gonna have to make it the night before.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, can people that have a gluten intolerance, I mean, they can have regular rice, right? Like, I could make her some rice. Like, I can't remember what we ended up feeding them last year. When I think their cooker... What happened? Did their cooker, like, overload the RV again or something?
No, I think they just
Or their freezer went bad or something?
no.
Something
It was
happened.
something to do with their attempt to cooking. It just went fucking wrong.
Or would it not fit, or they forgot to thaw it or some shit?
I don't know.
I know
They
something.
tried to make their own dinner and something went wrong.
Yeah, I remember something happened. I just can't for the life of me remember what. So did you manage to find your cable under there? I've got so much paint built up in this brush. Kind of ridiculous. I really need to rinse this guy. And I need to lighten this a little bit. So I am gonna rinse this guy. Oh, a little dark. If this was one of my better brushes, I would have definitely rinsed it a lot sooner. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the coca. Looks like I used this, but I don't remember what on. Okay, and I need to get a little bit more sable. Not a lot more. Alright, so I'm just kind of adding some sable and the cacao or whatever we're pronouncing this as together. Just to kind of lighten this up just a little bit. It does feel a little bit dark. And I'm going to grab just a little bit of the cacao. I don't know what I would really like to find this color as. It's like a weird kind of muddy clay color. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like when it's dry. I guess we'll find out together. Suzu, it's a little early to be getting fussy about stuff. Like, you've got at least another half hour, guy, before you get second goodies. Well, this brush kind of like softly like scrapes against it. Like the only way I can really describe that, I guess. So that's probably gonna work out for our color pattern here. Because that's probably more the color that we need to be. Okay. So I know it might seem silly that I'm going to the trouble of doing all these different layers. And it probably is. But I'm trying to get that like layered various hair tone look. And I think I'm kind of getting there. Is it gonna look identical to the picture? Hell no. Hell no. I am not that good. And I don't really do full on realism like that. I can try. But no, it's not gonna be exact to a photo. I am not your girl. I can kinda give something that might remind you of the photo. I can try to do that. Okay. Getting this kind of worked into there. And that section didn't get quite as tapped. It's a little more brushed. This technique is how this brush got that messed up. Like, I've completely messed up that brush. Doing something similar to this. I was trying to do a tree-covered mountain that had varying shades of tree in there. And so sections of it were kind of fuzzy and blended together. Like, you could see close enough to tell that there was like clumps of trees in different shades, but not close enough to see each individual tree. So I kind of had to like pounce and blend the different shades together. And no, I didn't rinse that plate yet. I'm really bad about cleaning these plates in between sessions when I'm still working on the same project. I mean, I probably should have, just to give me a little bit more room to work with, but at the same time, I also have a bunch more of these container lids, and I've got my Dollar Tree plate. So it's not like I am without surfaces to put this on. Hi, buddy. It's not time yet. I'm watching the time. I promise. It's not time for second round of goodies. I promise. It's not time yet. I know you don't believe me. I will let you know. Okay? We've had such trouble getting him to eat for a while, and now he's become a hungry, hungry hippo. At times. At certain times of the day. In the morning, he's like, meh, I don't want to eat. But then when we come back from the working place, and he's like, some days, he's like, I could eat. Some days he eats before we go. Some days it's a struggle to get him to eat dinner. Other days he wants 3 dinners, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Doggo. Doggo, you're gonna explode. Like, what's happening? Tonight seems to be a night that he is being a hungry, hungry hippo. Of course, the canvas size that I had ruined that brush on was like 16 by 20. So it was a good hefty amount of pouncing the color on there. And I mean, it wasn't a super great brush either between the two of us. It did do a nice pounce though. So now it's kind of my weird scraggly cloud tree brush. So I'm not going to get rid of it. It does serve a purpose. It is still very much usable. It was just, I wasn't sure if it was going to be too big for some of this. And now I'm thinking if I use it on the rest of the dog, the hair's going to look a little different than the ear. So that might be a little difficult. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do a couple more streams of this week. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some more work done on this on Friday, considering how long it took me to just get this much done today. Did I pull a gray? I didn't. I wasn't sure if I had. Like, I don't know if I really need to do that, but alright, so here's some more of that cacao. I'm gonna take a little bit of white. And mix that in. Just this little tiny bit. I'll try to wipe off a lot of that. There's a couple like super light hairs kind of blended in here. I'm not sure how old this dog is or if it just has some white splotched in there. I mean, I'm not adding straight white. I did mix it. Like, I'm not quite dry brushing it, but almost. Just kind of have to remember the shades that I mixed together here, so I probably won't clean this plate so that I can at least color match it to a secondary plate. Is it gonna load? It's being weird because the ads. Alright, there's some more green starting to show up, but it's just showers. So far, so good. The time on my radar map didn't advance forward. So I'm like sitting here thinking it's still 7:30 and it's very much not. Oh gosh, this is an hour and a half worth of work here. My demon dog eyes at the moment. I still have to kind of fix that one eye. And we've got an ear. Alright. I am going to try to get all of the paint and gunk out of there. And I'm gonna grab, I'm not even sure if this is the same brush that I had before, but I'm gonna grab my sable color. And start to get in my sable base coat here. Like, I don't want to mess up anything that I've done so far. That's weird. Kind of looked like there was a fuzz that drop of paint just fell off of. But I didn't see the fuzz. Like, I need to be a little bit neat. so I don't mess up anything that we've already dealt with here. At the moment, I'm just trying to get it to not look quite so alien. Although everything has its what the fuck stage, I suppose. Where it really even remotely starts to come together. And like I'm not gonna do like multiple coats of this particular pass. I'm just trying to get a base coat in place for the undercoat of the fur. So that way, if we do have any thin spots where the fur is, it will be covered with this shade. For the most part. Okay. And we'll get this in here. Hold on one second. Alright, so I'm just gonna try to get as much of this in as our base coat.
Oh, is that starting tomorrow? You didn't say.
Wait, what's starting tomorrow?
Starting tomorrow, as soon as she's done dinner, she walks on the treadmill before she goes and have her after dinner smoke.
Or her after dinner nap?
Whichever. Because she says that's the best time.
So is that in addition to walking with us
Yes.
in the morning?
Yes. She says that's the best time, even though I somehow doubt she's going to follow through.
I give it like twice and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, she only do it once.
Is she the one that has to remind us, or are we chasing her?
She is supposed to remind us.
Okay.
But by all means, chase her ass.
Okay. I'm sure I'm gonna get. I'm too tired. We know. Oh no, you're napping already.
Oh yes, he's gonna have an
Oh no. It's gonna be a kitten rave night. Gonna be a kitten rave. He's gonna be having the zoomies flying over top of me. I had to put the mattress in that room on the floor because it vibrates weirdly when the fan's blowing in my face. And like I hear this weird hum vibration through it, and it makes my skin crawl. So it's not like he's just running all over the floor. Plus he likes looking out the window, and the bed is like right up against the window, so he'd be stepping on my head to get into it to look out. He's definitely more of a nocturnal kitty than a party all day kitty. I mean, he'll party throughout the day, but man, you can tell when he's getting way overstimulated and tired. And he associates the other room with chill out nap time, usually. Unless he's extra wound up. Did you tell her Bean's locked up?
Yes.
He can't be trusted around the doors that go outside. He's still trying to dart through them. Alright. So I'm just kind of using up what I've got left of this color. That's down on the plate. So that we can move onwards. What are you working on anyway?
I was just trying to do some drawing. I was trying to draw Tyler's character. It went poorly.
What's his character? Like, what's it?
I do not know how to tell you with media that you know.
Well, what's it look like?
Ever seen The Rocketeer?
Jetpack?
Yes. Jetpack, 50s pilot skier.
Okay. Vaguely.
Okay, yeah, vaguely like that.
Okay.
That's okay, because what it really came out as was nothing.
You should draw it as a cat.
What the fuck? What?
I don't know. Maybe draw Mr. Bean as the Rocketeer Tyler's
You're saying
character.
that as if drawing a cat is easier.
I don't know.
No.
Draw it as a flamingo.
Okay, that's even harder. What is wrong with you?
Well, you've drawn flamingos for me before.
Yes, it's with exceeding difficulty.
Well, what's TJ's character?
TJ's character is even harder?
Okay, but what is it?
Okay, you know those little floating eyebot things from Fallout?
Yeah.
It's that with a robot body. Except the robot body is supposed to be structured like those bike chain sculpture things.
Where the hell did he get up with that?
You just made it up.
That's like awfully specific.
Being creative.
Don't forget the boys' second dinner that he has already informed me about at least twice. Alright, so I'm just trying to get this kind of popped into here. I was thinking maybe I drew that a little wide. No, I didn't. Or traced it a little wide. I did trace the main photo just to kind of get my proportions right. Because I don't draw ducks. This is very out of my comfort zone. Very, very much. Now, I did end up kind of covering up that one section a little bit. I might just make that patch a little bit darker when I come back in with the fur texture. I was hoping I was going to have enough of this down to get this base coat in here for this section, but I don't think I do. I think I'm gonna need to get some more of that out. I was kind of hoping to not have to put more out. Maybe I can just pull it from the lid. I'm never a super good judge. I just pulled the wrong color. Son of a bitch. Oh, that's aggravating. What the heck was that about? Yeah, that's kind of gross. This is the right color now, right? Yeah. Right, so that one section is probably going to look a little different. So in the needle felted version, I didn't go quite as detailed on the collar because it was a bit smaller. That's round section there. Oh, right, that's out. There, that is part of the collar. That is part of my fur down here. And we'll fill in this. Now seeing a couple of spots where my background color kind of slipped. Into that. Okay. Fill in this part of our foot. It's kind of like leggy. You know what? That should be leggy all the way down. And then we'll bring this down into here. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to pause there for tonight because I'm getting tired. Well, more tired. But I think it's starting to look like something. I still have to fix that eye up. On the other side, but you know what? Baby steps. So again, no extra stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do something at some point on Friday. Don't know what time, but I'm gonna try at some point. So we will play that by ear. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow aside from sitting on the dog most of the day. Probably not much. I know I need to edit, but I'm also afraid of the power going out while I'm editing, and that would suck. So I guess I'm just going to have to take tomorrow, or most of tomorrow, as a loss. So that's where we stand right now on this one. Not anywhere near done at all. So, I will see everybody on Friday to try to get some extra work done on this guy. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening and your tomorrow. Don't forget to follow the social links down below. Those will take you to the Ko-fi, the Blue Sky, and the YouTube channel where we are currently doing a playthrough of Little Known Galaxy. And yeah, I will see everybody later. Until next time, have a good one.